This week, a Michigan judge sentenced two men accused of leading a plan to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. It brings to an end one of the most closely watched domestic terror prosecutions in recent history. Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel joins me now. Attorney General, thanks so much for taking the time to speak with us about this.
Thanks for having me.
It's been more than 2 years since the FBI made the arrests in this case. Federal prosecutors requested a life sentence for the architect of this plan. He got 19 years, a sentence of 19 years. Is that sentence enough? And what does a lighter sentence say to the folks who are taking part in the rise in political violence across this country?
So we're talking about 6 individuals who were charged federally, 8 who were charged by my department in state court. And we do have 5 individuals who still have cases that are pending and are expected to go to trial, likely in the spring. But what I will say for this, for the 4 individuals that were convicted in federal court and the 3 that were convicted so far in state court, you know, all of them have received pretty significant sentences. And in something that was sort of a first of its kind, unfortunately, for our state and for our country. I mean, it's a pretty extraordinary thing to conspire to kidnap a sitting governor. I think that these sentences meet the gravity of the moment. They are significant sentences. All of these individuals are going to do long stretches, either in federal penitentiaries or in state penitentiaries. And I think absolutely that those individuals that decide to protest their government through an illegal means using violence are going to be met with serious punishments by the state and federal government. And I think it's going to be significant in terms of deterrence value for those who are thinking of comporting themselves in a similar manner.
So you're comfortable with where they stand right now, the sentences, and you'd be comfortable if the ones coming up had sentences similar?
I don't think that would be an unfair outcome. But, you know, I think, again, you know, people who are engaged in these sort of activities, and let's remember, you know, there are all kinds of ways to protest the government legally, right? You can, you know, write your representative or your governor a letter. You can support another candidate. You know, you can protest peacefully, but obviously what you cannot do is you cannot take up arms against your government. And remember, we're not just talking about the governor of the state of Michigan. These are individuals that plotted to kill members of law enforcement. They plotted to kill members of our state legislature. We were incredibly lucky. Remember, some of these individuals were actually in Lansing at the Michigan State Capitol on April 30th of 2020. Which was, I think everybody believes, a precursor to the events at our nation's capital on January 6, 2021. And remember, I mean, they were prepared to massacre as many people as possible.
At the sentencing hearing for plot organizer Barry Croft, the prosecutor compared him to a foreign terrorist. And we'll quote this for you, saying, what ISIS or al-Qaeda calls a mujahideen, he calls a patriot. So do you see any difference between this type of group and a foreign terrorist organization?
None whatsoever. And in fact, these different domestic terrorists, they actually compared themselves to these foreign terrorists. That was a badge of honor for them. And so their activities are no different whatsoever. I think it's unfortunate that under federal law, we don't necessarily have the same laws in place in order to protect our nation against those kinds of plots. We could in this particular instance. I think that's something that Congress should take note of and understand that, you know, we've been told over and over again, whether it's by the FBI, whether it's by Homeland Security, you know, that domestic terrorism is one of the biggest existential threats that we face in America right now. And we have to be prepared to meet it head on and to take it very seriously. And if the sentences for these defendants is any indication, you know, people who engage in these kinds of activities are going to be met with some very harsh sentences and spend a very long time behind bars.
Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us tonight. Do appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.